All right, we're live. Apologize about the delay. It is 7:06 Eastern Time on Wednesday, January 29. We are almost done with the longest month of the year. I don't know about you, but it felt like it lasted more than usual. I don't know what it is. I think it's the weather, but I got a little late coming on here because we were checking on some clients in Old Fort because they live close to the area where there are now wildfires, but thankfully they're not too close to them. Anyways, so thank you for joining. If you just joining, say hi where you're joining from, or if you watch a replay, put in the comments where you're joining from, state, town, part of town, whatever that might be. Bring your questions, comments. If you disagree with anything, put it in the comments and let's get started. So today I wanted to jump on and just talk about the market conditions. What real estate market in Asheville looks like right now for the past 2 weeks now, and I think it'll be like this maybe a few more weeks, but I don't know. I can already feel the wind of change, but it's not quite here yet. So that's why I put on the thumbnail of this video a sweet spot for buyers. It is definitely such a sweet spot for some people who are on the market right now, but not for others. And not, I'm sorry, I think it was my dog. Not a lot of people are catching on to that. I think to be able to really grasp what's going on in the market, you're not just looking at the data, at the market report, right? At what's been happening, last month at comps, closed sales. You can't just look at that and say, oh, well, I think that's what's going to happen. To be able to kind of talk about what is happening right now, you need to be boots on the ground like us. You need to be in it, doing things all day, every day with your clients, and not just one side. Like some agents just work with sellers, some agents work with buyers. Our team work with both buyers and sellers. So we see both sides, and it's amazing. It's amazing what's been happening. Let me pull some information here. Again, if you're just joining, put in the comments where you joining from. Maybe it's a different state, different town. Say hi. If you have any questions along the way, just bring them to the table. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you the stats. Okay, so this is just market snapshot. It's not hasn't been updated yet. We have a couple more days until the end of the month, and then we'll see what happened last month. So this is actually even older from month before, from December. But I think that's where the market has been moving, and I don't think there will be like very drastic changes. So months supply, and I'm just like right now I'm looking at Asheville MSA. Actually, let's look at Asheville specifically because real estate market is hyper local, so might as well. So Asheville itself. By the way, if you have any questions about any other markets, meaning other towns, maybe even neighborhoods, parts of town, zip codes, counties, put in the comments what you would like to learn more about, and I will make sure to answer them. Oh, sorry, I didn't see the comments. The interface changed a little bit on me. Hello from Pilot Mountain. Hello. Oh, Alabama. Thank you for joining again. West PA, and hello. Thank you. All right. Again, if you have any questions about other markets, put in the comments. But for now, I'm just looking at Asheville, just to give you a broad idea. Asheville, single family homes, months supply. is 2.9. It's been kind of going up from over the months and over the years, since September 2022, when it was really strong sellers market. So basically, the higher the number and closer it is to 5 or 6, the closer we would be to the balanced market, where it's not a win for either side. It's a win-win for both. Okay, for buyers and sellers. But anything under, 5.5, 6, like this, in this case, 2.9, that's strong sellers market still. So strong, we're in a pretty strong sellers market. Sales price, median sales price is $520,000, and that's what I talked about in my latest video, my regular latest video that I posted last weekend about median sales price in Asheville specifically, and Asheville Metro. Asheville Metro is like 470, I think, something like this. So not cheap, right? Not cheap overall. But let's look at this a different screen here. Let's see. And again, I talked about it in my previous video, but just to give you the more visual, here I put the criteria was everything that was sold in Buncombe County. Again, let me actually change it to just Asheville specifically, not so it's a little tighter. So there were 82 sales in the last 30 days of single family homes in Asheville, North Carolina. And if I filter by days on the market, you will see. And I promise I'm going to explain why I'm talking about all this. So from the lowest to highest, let's see how many. 14 out of 82 houses went on the contract and sold in 3 days or less, 5 days, 6 days. And then we start seeing more days on the market. And basically, more than half, well, actually less than half, more than half, being on the market for a month or more. So the days on the market, we start seeing a lot of homes, a lot of properties that been on the market for a very, very long time, especially properties that were listed right around Helene, before the hurricane or right after the hurricane. They've been sitting for a longer time because when we try, and by we, I'm talking about, I mean realtors, agents in the area. When we looked at the data, how we're going to position the house, we of course looked at everything that was sold, last 90 days, 30 days before the hurricane. Well, after the hurricane, everything changed real quick. And that kind of, threw a curveball. So you could probably, might as well erase the data and not even pay attention to it for a while, because, it really changed a lot of things. Because for one, a lot of buyers who were supposed to be here in October were not here. Most of our buyers are from out of state. And so, of course, nobody was coming in the whole month of October, or almost nobody. And even November, even though we got on our feet, the water situation was less than ideal. So we didn't have a lot of buyers shopping. So properties just start sitting on the market. Properties start having more days on the market. And a lot of sellers realized that they could not get the highest price, or the price that they thought that the house is worth. They couldn't get the price. It was sitting long. They couldn't get the price. So a lot of them decided, okay, if we're not getting the price that we want right now, we're just gonna take the listing off the market. There were a lot of expired listings. and a lot of withdrawn listings. And I think they're going to come back come springtime, but for now they were taken off the market. But then those who needed to sell, and there were quite a few people, I mean, there's still a lot of people who didn't have that choice. They didn't have that, luxury, oh, we're going to just take it off the market and then relist it. People still needed to move. People still needed to sell, even with everything that's been going on, the hurricane and all that. People still needed to move. And those who stayed on the market, they became very motivated. And that's what I was talking about in my previous video. We have a ton of motivated sellers, a ton of price reductions and a ton of motivated sellers. Those of sellers who were motivated and of course wanted to do a quicker sale had price reductions quicker. You're not waiting, you gotta be moving. So you had to reduce the price quickly after not getting any showings or having feedback about pricing. And those houses were selling, but still it took some time. 3 months, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days is not uncommon. Even now we see houses like that. And most of the houses that I've been showing and we've been showing to our clients in all the price ranges, I'm talking about 400s, a million plus price range, most of them are having price reductions because sellers want to sell still. Price reductions, a lot of notes that seller is motivated. And so it became right now, like January, about, I start noticing more mid-January, I think, when we start having a little more interest from the buyers, from the buyer side. Personally, we had a lot more clients, new clients and clients who were just kind of on the back burner, just kind of watching the market. And now they start reaching out. Okay, let's start scheduling showings. We want to look at some houses. We start having clients who wanted to see two different families wanted to see same houses on the same day. That's never a good sign. Uh, I mean, it's a great sign. It's not a good sign for the buyers because the competition among buyers kind of sort of start going up a little bit. I have a question here. Hi, Elena. Do you have any idea of what Helene has done, if anything, to market valuation single-family homes? In other words, will Helene have any long-term influence on home values in ABL Metro? Well, definitely. That's what I'm, just kind of trying to explain right now. For the first 3-4 months, and we are getting into month number 5. After it was just flat. It was the prices just flatted out, right? They were not going up. Although according to statistics, the prices still kind of were climbing because it was still a seller's market. We still had more buyers than we had sellers. Even though a lot of people could not be here, there were still people who were buying, believe it or not. But overall, a lot of people just were noticing that they were not getting as much as they were hoping they would, and kind of getting desperate. So a lot of price reductions. So it just kind of flattened it out. But again, that's what I'm getting. I think, again, we are seeing it. And for example, I'm just one of over 2,000 agents in Asheville, in the Asheville area. And I had 2 clients, 2 families wanted to look at the same 2 houses on the same day, just 2-3 weeks ago. And I'm sure there are other agents like that. So the interest from the buyers start going up again. And we know that, or that's what I know. That's from my experience. As soon as that interest from the buyers goes up, the price reductions will stop because properties will start going faster. They won't be sitting on the market as long. because the demand will go up, right? Another client wanted to look at a property that's been sitting on the market for almost 90 days. And 2 days before we went to look at it, it went on the contract. You know, it's one of those things. If, let's say, we did go and look at it and we wanted to make an offer, and the listing agent would tell us, oh, by the way, we have another offer. And we would be thinking, oh, sure, bluffing. But no, it went on the contract right before we could even go look at it. So I think come springtime, come summertime, it's gonna start kind of fading away, where motivated sellers will be just all around the market, uh, because longer days on the market, and properties will start going faster, and there will be less price reductions. Um, which is why right now it is a sweet spot for the buyers. And I don't think a lot of buyers and even a lot of agents even realize that. We had an agent reach out to us just recently about one of our listings, and it even says so in the listing, in the agent remarks, that the seller is motivated, aka seller is willing to take less than list price. The buyer's agent reached out to us and asked if they would be willing to take less. Of course, we weren't going to say anything. We said, well, present an offer, send us an offer, and we're going to present, and we're going to talk to our clients. But we're thinking, yes, the seller will take less than asking. And there's a ton of sellers like that. Just to give you another perspective, out of 6 properties that we have on the contract right now, only one went on the contract at full asking price. And the only reason is because this property popped up in the neighborhood where our client has been looking for and waiting for something to come up for a very, very long time. Everything else is like 800 plus in that community. But this house was in that, way below that. It was one of the cheapest properties in the neighborhood. It was just fresh on the market. He wanted it. He wanted to be there. So we decided that, full asking, and just don't mess with it. Everything else, we are getting our clients on the contract for anywhere from 10 to, let's see, $50,000 under asking right now. So right now is the time to try to snag a good deal if you're a buyer. I know it's easier said than done, because there's not a whole lot to choose from. There's not a whole lot of inventory. There's nothing to choose from, right? A lot of those sellers who were on the market, they took their listings off the market to, and waiting for springtime, or their listings expired and they just kind of want to take a break from everything, and of course, overall they're not as motivated, meaning they wouldn't be probably motivated to knock the price down. But outside of that, if you see a property that's been listed even 30 days, we got a property on the contract for one of our clients that was listed for only like 30 days. And we got it. How much did we knock down? About 40,000, I think. But they're also getting it 90% furnished. So good deal. Again, I think this sweet spot will not last long, just because I'm seeing it personally with working with our clients, that we start having more calls, more emails, more messages from clients that, wanted to start looking. And before, of course, understandably, a lot of people were not kind of in the position, maybe. You're welcome, Google Live. We're not in the position to jump into home ownership or buy a property. There was everything between, the hurricane here specifically, elections nationally. A lot of clients wanted to wait until after the elections, then holidays, um, interest rates. A lot of people have been waiting for interest rates to go down for like a year and a half now, more. And again, I discussed it in my previous video. While everyone has been waiting for interest rates to go down to start buying or buy something, median sales price here in Asheville went up a little over 7%. So at the end, you didn't really win anything, right? You were waiting for interest rates to go down, but prices continue to go up. So now a lot of buyers are just coming around and realizing, well, we can't wait anymore. And at the end of the day, there's no such thing as now is the good time to buy or sell. It's so hard to time the market. The right time is when it's right for you and your family. And that's what a lot of people are doing right now. I don't even remember last time anybody told us that they're going to wait for interest rates to go down because, again, everyone just realized that while they're waiting, they either keep paying rent and paying landlord while prices continue to go up. So if you just joining, or if you joined, put in the comments where you're joining from. If you have any questions or comments about any other markets, meaning towns around Asheville, counties, maybe specific neighborhoods, put it in the comments. Just wanted to make sure that did I answer your question fully, or if you have any other comments. So again, I think come springtime, come summertime, it's all gonna change, and it's already changing. There's just a lot of sellers don't see it yet. So if you're a seller and you just listed the house and you may be on the market for 30 days, and if you have the luxury of waiting, a luxury of kind of sitting and waiting, there's a chance that you will wait for that buyer who will agree to pay full asking or close to asking price. And if you're a buyer, if you are in a position to jump, start looking now. And no, I'm not trying to kind of lure people, go buy, because it's only gonna benefit me. 'Cause some people think, I don't care. People who want to buy and use us as their trusted real estate advisors will, if they need to buy, they will buy anyways, now or later. I'm just saying that now is a better time if you're in the position, if you're ready. So if you are, again, just basic stuff. Get your financial house in order, get your pre-approval letter. If you need contact with a lender in the area, I'll be happy to connect you with one. Or if you're paying cash, you would need to have pre-approval, proof of funds rather. There are a few changes that happened over the past 6 months with all the lawsuits that have been happening. I'll be happy to talk to anybody about that. If you're interested, put in the comments, reach out. Our contact information is always in the description of every video. And if nobody has any other questions, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. But I really wanted to come here today and put this message out there about what's going on in the Asheville market right now. Not just talking about the data, what happened, which, that's what market reports do. When you look at the market report, at all the data, it's from this point back, right? It's not telling you what's going on there right now. It needs about 30 days to kind of, stew on it and sip on it and then spit out the data, what happened. because we are boots on the ground, because we are working directly with buyers and sellers all day, every day, everyone in our team, we know what's going on. We know what's going on. And it's so interesting to kind of watch those who just kind of don't realize that, yes, make an offer, make that bold move. I'm not saying lowball everything, but yeah, the worst that can happen, they will say no. They will say, no, we're not even doing a counter offer, which, by the way, happened to one of our clients who did go on the contract with a different seller on a different property. But the first offer that they put on the house, the sellers were like, no, 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 absolutely no. No, we don't want to deal. And they were also government-backed loan that they were using a government-backed loan. And the sellers were like, no, we had bad experience dealing with FHA. No, 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 no. So, okay, we went back to the drawing board. We went on more showings. They made an offer. It got accepted. They're on the contract. And the listing agent is reaching out to me 2 weeks later and is saying if my clients want to come back and reevaluate and resubmit their offer. And I said, no, they already on the contract for another property. So, work with somebody who knows ins and outs, who has a good pulse on what's going on for the best outcome for you and your family, because this is, for most people, the biggest financial investment. And even if you're not an investor, I'm just talking in general, right? Real estate is the biggest financial investment for most people. Again, if you have any questions, put them in the comments now. If you are watching a replay, put them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them or reach out. You know how to find me. And I hope everyone is having a good week, staying warm. I hope people in Old Fort, gosh, are staying safe. First the flooding, now the fires. And of course, we don't have fires just as bad as like they had out west or in LA just now, but it's still scary. Any amount of damage and lost property is just too much, right? All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up now, and I wish everyone safe, warm end of January into February.